Hey guys, Caleb here with another episode of Detroit Sports. Sorry for the lack of convenience with the episodes coming out. My schedule's been really busy lately. What we'll be talking about today is some really old topics. Cause I sometimes I wanted to get to them in the last episode. Like, for example, the series that the Tigers had against the Orioles, that's happened, I believe, like a month ago. But I wanted to talk about that last episode because of how the closing pitching lost us, lost us the sweep, and but I never got to it. But I just wanted to talk a bit about that, and I didn't want to leave that untalked about. So we'll be talking about that, even though the series took place a month ago. We'll also be talking about the series against the Angels. That's the series after they played the Orioles. We also have the White Sox when we did take first place. When I was I was planning to film this episode a while ago, like a week and a half ago, but unfortunately I didn't get to it. And I was planning to celebrate that we were in first place, but then we dropped back and we were now again. I honestly, since I went to a camp recently, and I also recently just got back, so I don't know very much. I haven't caught up with all the Detroit sports, mostly the Tigers, because I don't know I don't even know what place they're in right now. I don't know if they're still in first place or they're in second. I don't think they're in third, and I hope not. At least I don't know their record, how far they are above 500 or anything like that. So we'll only be talking a little bit about that. But anyway, Detroit sports. We're gonna start out with some Tigers. We'll be talking about the Orioles, as I said. I also just mentioned that our closing pitching lost us the sweep. Yeah, we won the series, but we didn't get the sweep. If we had gotten the sweep, we could have gotten first place much more quickly, but I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I want to talk about this because both Papa Grande, Valverde and Benoit, I don't know his first name, but Benoit had the opportunity to win the game for the Tigers because there was two situations in extra innings where we could have easily won by just getting a 1-2-3 inning because we were in the lead twice in overtime. I believe Valverde blew the first overtime inning when we were winning, and the Orioles came back to tie it, and then we took the lead again, but Benoit let the Orioles take the lead, and they beat us, even though we had really great chances and opportunities to win that game, get the sweep, get to first place more quickly. We were unable to do that. I honestly don't know how our closing pitching's been lately because, as I said before, I haven't caught up very much on what's been happening lately with the Tigers. Not much action between the Lions and Red Wings. I believe none within the Pistons. So, yeah. Our next series for the Tigers that I'm going to talk a bit about is the Angels series. I mean, we were okay. We were alright in that series. I mean, they crushed us in that one game. What was it, 14-0? I don't know the exact score, but it was double digits to, I believe, 0, and they beat us. I remember listening to the game. I wasn't listening to the game, but my dad and I turned on the radio, and we heard that Prince Fielder has been pulled out of the game because we were doing so badly. So that wasn't a good sign. And yeah, they crushed us, but we still won the series, and that got us a bit closer to first place. Then we took on the White Sox. I was kind of surprised that we swept them. I was hoping that we could win the series, but sweeping, I wasn't expecting that. But we'll take what we can get. And we did end up sweeping them. We took first place, but then I don't know what series the Tigers have been in lately. But I do know that they haven't been doing well. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I honestly don't know, but I know that they fell behind first place again, and I don't know where they are now. But I'll talk a bit about that in the next episode, because by then I will know, I assure you. Our next topic, I'm done with all the series of that the Tigers have played in. Our next topic will be the Lions. We're going to talk a bit about Cliff Averill. Cliff Averill, he was he was a free agent, and unfortunately we weren't able to come to a long-term agreement contract with him. So he'll be a free agent again in 2013, but hopefully he'll do well for us this season while we still have him. Hopefully we can get him again this year. But I'm just going to talk a bit about what happened between Cliff Averill and the Lions this year and their agreements. I copied a essay, or what, I don't know what it's called, but there's like different paragraphs. I copied an article from DetroitLions.com, and I have them on my papers here. So we're just gonna talk about that. I'm just gonna read this article to you first. And yeah, I just want you to leave your thoughts on what you think about this article, and what do you think on the agreements between Cliff Averill and Detroit. Here it is. The 4 p.m. deadline has come and gone, and no agreement could be reached Monday between the Lions and defensive end Cliff Averill on a new long-term contract. After extensive discussion with Cliff and his representative, we are unable to reach an agreement on a new contract by today's 4 p.m. deadline, read a statement from the Lions president Tom Lewand. While we are disappointed that we could not execute a long-term deal, we do look forward to having Cliff Averill with us this season under the terms of the franchise tag. Averill is now required to play this season under the term of his $10.6 million franchise tender or sit out the season. The latter is highly unlikely, though. Averill isn't likely to let $10.6 million sit on the table, which is equivalent to about 2.5 times of what he's earned his entire career. Although he could decide to sit out some or all of training camp. It is what it is, Averill told DetroitLions.com after talks with the teams concluded without a deal. Business is business. You can't get mad at that. It's not personal. I'm kind of disappointed it couldn't happen, but it is what it is. Averill will now play a season under a 1-year deal and will become an unrestricted free agent after the season. The Lions can't negotiate with Averill on a new deal until after the season. The team does have the option to use the franchise tag a second time on Averill next season, though he'd be due to a 20% raise and likely 1-year tender of around $12.7 million. My goal is to just continue to get better, Averill said. If I would have gotten a deal, it wouldn't have made a difference as far as my performance and how I prepare. I've been putting in work these last few months, and I'm not going to continue putting in work. Money has been the biggest issue between getting a long-term deal struck, and it could be a hurdle next offseason too. The Lions have a number of key players headed for the free agent market next offseason, including starters Louis Delmas, Justin Durant, Corey Williams, DeAndre Levy, Chris Houston, Goster Chevelis, I don't know, and now Averill. Key reserve defense and Lawrence Jackson will also be an unrestricted free agent after this season. Averill has 30 sacks in 4 seasons with the Lions and is coming off of a career with 11 sacks and 6 forced fumbles. Averill has not participated in the team's OTAs and minicamp this offseason without a new contract. Veterans report to training camp July 26th, and Averill said he wasn't sure what his next step would be. I probably won't be there the first day, he said. We'll just go from there. I just have to sit down and see what we think is right, and we'll go from there. Well, So Cliff Averill, yeah, he's questionable on training camp, but I'm kind of happy that he is playing with the Lions for another season. I'm going to see actually the Detroit Lions play. I'm going to Detroit Lions training camp tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see Averill there. I'm not sure though. I'm pretty sure that he's confirmed by now whether or not he's going to training camp, but I just haven't done enough research to figure it out. But I guess I'll find out tomorrow. And there's one last thing before we wrap up the episode. Kyle Quincy signs with the Red Wings. I believe he's from the Coyotes. That'll be a good addition to the Red Wings. 5 players out on the ice. So yeah, good. Mostly positives and Tigers. I don't know honestly. The Lions. It depends. It's either good or bad. It depends on what point of view you have on Cliff Averill staying. Either are you looking forward to Cliff Averill staying with us, or are you afraid of when this 2012 season is over, when he becomes a free agent once again? And Kyle Quincy signs with the Red Wings. He's a good addition to the team, so that's definitely a positive. And that's all I have for you today, guys. So thanks for watching, and thumbs up if you like autographs. Bye.